If the police have already been investigating for 6 months, they probably have the majority of the pieces of the puzzle. Which means we just have to get them, and then all I have to do is put it together correctly. On top of that, if there was anything too sinister going on, they would have found out by now. I'm hoping this one will be a quickie.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly how it will work out.
Yeah. Alright, you're heading up the police station. I sort of almost burned a bridge with Bates last week, so I need to let things cool down over there before I show my face again. I need any and all information they have. Tests, autopsy results, testimonials, everything. I'm heading to the brothel on Washington Street. If she's telling the truth, I have a feeling that the police were asking their questions to the nodes in the wrong way. There's no way something like that could have gone past a group of streetwalkers in their own house. I'm going to bring the poly recorder with me, too.
Oh, man. Why don't I ever get to interrogate the robo-whores?
Oh, the things you kids are into these days. Alright, let's go. You're listening to the Bagua Tweebox on Sci-Fi Radio Theater, and wow, what an interesting development in the story. We will return you to the story right after this word from one of our sponsors. Say folks, you ever go to get a nice bowl of all-American cereal in the morning just to find that the box to your grains and flakes have accidentally been left open overnight, thus turning what would have been a nutritious and hearty breakfast into a stale sack of hardened flour? Well, the good folks at the Fuzzy Fluffy Flakes Company have the solution for you. Introducing the new Cereal Remoisturizer. Simply apply the officially trademarked Cereal Remoisturizer paste to each individual cereal piece, rubbing liberally for 2 minutes per piece, and then let it sit in the fridge in a bowl of water overnight. The next morning, you will find a completely rehydrated bowl of cereal, just like Mom used to make. That's right, folks. Go out now and buy the Cereal Remoisturizer from the Fuzzy Fluffy Flakes Company. And remember, when you see the 3 F's, you see quality. And now, back to our exciting story, only here at Sci-Fi Radio Theater.
What do you want?
Why, Victor? Why would you assume that I want anything?
Let me think. Probably because you're here. What do you want, Patricia?
Why can't a lonely girl in this big city just stop by to say hi to her one and only friend in the entire world?
Here's some advice. Stop wearing black leather and take some of the metal out of your face. Then you won't be so lonely. You'll never marry a nice doctor if all the boys think you're into the weird stuff.
Oh, you know you're the only man for me, Vicky.
You know Bates has it out for Otto's balls, right?
What do I care? I quit that place 3 months ago.
Oh, well in that case, why don't you just come back and hang with me in the evidence room?
You know you need to watch that attitude. How are you ever going to marry a supermodel if you're always so bitter towards women?
Like I said, what do you want?
I need some information on the Omar Dia murder case.
Like I said, the boys are going to think you're into the weird stuff.
Come on, Vicky. This is serious. I'm a friend of his sister, Barbara. She's really torn up about the whole thing. Last I heard, you guys haven't been able to find Jack as far as the killer or murder weapon go.
Oh, you're her friend, right?
Yes. We went to college together.
And this has nothing to do with Vainakainen?
No.
Then what's Barbara's middle name?
Mindy.
Psst.
Oh, come on. How many of your friends' middle names do you know? That's not even a fair question.
Okay, what college did she go to?
La Sorbonne?
I'm not helping you, Patricia.
Fine. Fine, you win, alright?
Yes, I won.
Shut up. Alright, well, I still need your help. I was in here a couple of weeks ago to see Bates, and I accidentally forgot my jacket. I left it in the storage closet by the cooler.
Oh, you left it in the storage closet.
Yes.
That storage closet over there. The large, dark storage closet.
Yes.
A kind of storage closet someone could store a guy who's been knocked out for an extended amount of time.
God damn it, Vicky. If I knocked you out, what would I do then? There's still a full staff on duty here. Are you going to help me or not?
All right, follow me. Okay, here we are. Now what? You're gonna hit me over the head with a brick or put a rag with chloroform over my mouth? Wait!
What?
Is this about me or is this about the murder case?
What murder case?
Hello.
Greetings, past, present, or future lover. Please present state-issued pictorial identification card with birth date, present for age, criminal record verification, and billing information.
Okay.
Greetings, Olavi Vainikainen. Your bank account has now been debited. I am Deirdre, and I am here to service your every pleasure. How may I help you?
Hello! State law requires that I inform you at this time that the node you are currently speaking to name is not Deirdre and is in fact not human, but a pleasure node designated as Node 1 by the management of Pleasure Streetwalkers Brothel of Washington Street. If you, the user, chooses to or not to partake in legal action or lawsuit against Pleasure Streetwalkers Brothel of Washington Street or Node 1, at no point will the management of Pleasure Streetwalkers Brothel of Washington Street, Node 1, nor the Massachusetts Court of Law accept Deirdre as the name of Node 1. At this time, we would also like to encourage you to not take legal action against Pleasure Streetwalkers Brothel of Washington Street or Node 1, also not known as Deirdre.
Right. So hi Deirdre, I'm looking for a special lady tonight. I heard from a friend that, Node 8 was a good time.
Yes, Olavi, Node 8, also not known as Beatrice, is known for her good time-inducing qualities. I will arrange for a meeting with you two now.
Please note that the concept of a good time is abstract and unknown to pleasure nodes who, despite their acting capabilities, are actually emotionless and have little to no interest in you as a person. The management of Pleasure Streetwalkers Brothel of Washington Street would like to recommend at this time that you explore your own personal concept of happiness, possibly under the supervision of a psychiatrist or industrial-strength social worker. We promise not to charge you extra for this.
Thanks?
Thank you for your patience, Olavi. Please proceed down the hallway to room 28, where a pleasure node named Beatrice will not be waiting for you.
Please note that by patience we mean endurance, and by waiting we mean cessation of deviance.
Okay.
Yes, 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 yes.
Hello. You must not be Beatrice.
Correct. I am here to act out your every fantasy. Please state fantasy in clear English towards my microphone input unit. If multiple fantasies are to be carried out, please list them in numbered order by priority.
Oh, baby. Well, let me tell you. My number one fantasy is to talk to a pleasure node about police murder investigations.
This is an acceptable fantasy of which I have experience in. You may now begin fantasy. I will alert you when you have reached 65% completion of your hour.
Great. Well, it would really turn me on if we could talk about the murder of Homer Dia, as I know his body was found here.
Yes, that happened. It was really hot.
Oh, I bet. So, tell me what happened.
He was found dead. It was hot.
With his heart cut out, right?
Oh yeah, baby. It was totally not in his body.
Were you the one who found him?
Yes.
Did you see him at all prior to him being killed, like walking around the brothel?
Please note that this question is not part of the previously stated fantasy. We are now speaking about Homer Dia being alive rather than him being murdered.
Oh. That's a fantasy of mine too. Fantasy number 2.
No, baby, I did not see him beforehand. I just found him dead. Then the police came and I told them that I had found him dead.
Hey, not Beatrice.
Yes.
I have another fantasy. and this one is so hot to me, I'm putting it as fantasy number 1. My greatest fantasy is to talk to a pleasure node about a murder after she's used the pleasure slave directive to override the subterfuge code that caused her to falsify her testimony.
Done.
Nice.
This is hot.
Yeah, it is. Now tell me, did you see Homer Dia alive in the brothel before he was murdered?
That information has been deleted from my memory.
What? Who deleted it?
That information has been deleted.
Did you certify the deletion?
That information has been deleted. This is hot.
Okay. Hey, I have another fantasy I would like to act out.
Affirmative.
Fantasy number 3. I would really love to be able to sit in the room where Homer Dia's body was found while you stay in this room here alone for the remainder of the session.
That is hot. Please proceed to room 35, and I will sit here being totally hot.
Right. And here we are.
You're listening to the Bagua Tweebox and Sci-Fi Radio Theater, and we'll be right back to this week's episode after this word from one of our sponsors. There comes a time in every American man's life when he has something that he needs to cut down. But with the steel prices being what they are, who can afford a real chainsaw these days? Sure, you could buy one of those off-world quad-carbon saws, but that just wouldn't be very American, now would it? A real American man needs a real American chainsaw, and that's where Hank's Chainsaws and Pitchforks come in. That's right, folks, real steel chainsaws and pitchforks at half the price you would buy at other stores. Now you too can be that ideal Hercules your family and your government always wanted you to be. So come on down to Hank's Chainsaws and Pitchforks, just don't ask how the prices are so low. That's Hank's little secret. And now, back to our exciting story here on Sci-Fi Radio Theater.
You really are an ass, Vicky.
Hey, you're not allowed to smoke in the building, you know.
Do you always have to talk about work right after sex? Oh, hey, look at the time. It's just after 11 p.m., which means...
Which means no one is going to be guarding the evidence and records room for another hour. On top of that, the cleaning crew is gone and only the midnight police staff is on duty. The midnight police staff, who also conveniently only work in the East Wing, as opposed to the West Wing, which is where the evidence and records room is, and where we conveniently are.
Gasp! Do you think we should alert Sheriff Bates about this egregious oil in his precinct security that's been going on for the last 2.5 weeks?
Hey, the security cameras are still working, including the one that has probably caught us going into this room.
Oh, you mean the left-center one? Because I think that one may be having a glitch for the next 90 minutes when it's showing a rerun of yesterday's recording.
Jeez. You still have the other cameras to get past, including the evidence room.
That's true. And that's where you're going to help me.
Ha! I don't think so.
Oh, I do think so. Or I'm going to show Bates this videotape I just recorded of you having sex with Otto Weinekainen's assistant while you were supposed to be watching the lobby desk.
Are you really trying to help?
Yes. Barbara Deere hired Otto to find the killer. That's all.
But why? We're working on it. Besides, from what I've heard, the case is dry. Almost no helpful evidence.
She gave Otto information she couldn't give you guys.
Huh?
It's nothing apocalyptic. It would just get her into a bunch of crap if she opened up about it to the state.
Alright.
Great.
Hang on. Don't you want to put on any clothes?
Oh, come on. What's the fun in sneaking around if you aren't adding on as many layers of danger as you can?